fielder from UMass Lowell, number 17, Alex Lucini. Lucini, center field. Batting ninth, the designated hitter from Washington and Jefferson, number 2, Logan Scheider. Scheider, DH. Batting 10th, the catcher from Washington and Jefferson, number 31, Brody Bardenstein. Bardenstein catching. And the starting pitcher from Niagara County Community College, number 7, Braden Coletta. Coletta starting for the Pioneers. And the rest of the visiting Elmira Pioneers. And fans, it's now time to welcome the number 1 dance team in the entire PGCBL, the KMS Diamond Dance Team, and they'll be accompanied this evening by the Little Diamond Dancers, all presented by LeBeau Salon and Spa.
We are live at Dwyer Stadium. I'm Taylor Storthy, and you are watching some more Elmira Pioneers baseball. Tonight, the Pioneers hit the road in Dwyer Stadium in Batavia to take on the Batavia Muckdogs. The 9-9 Elmira Pioneers are looking to get an upset victory over Batavia and get their first win in the season series. It is 6:59 p.m. Game time, ready to go very shortly. 74 degrees out in Batavia. A sunny day here in upstate New York, not too far away from the Great Lakes. It's one of the longer drives for the season. About 2 hours from Dunfield to Dwyer Stadium. Tonight, your Elmira Pioneers will be wearing their classic navy and white road uniforms. Meanwhile, red and white will be what is worn by the Batavia Muckdogs. Pioneers, of course, be the road team, Batavia, the home team. So we will be excited to see this game get underway. The three due up for your Elmira Pioneers are Max Mandler, Frank Wayman, and Bobby Marsh. After them, we've got Johnny Wall, Cooper Smith, Lucas Phelps, Joe Muzio, Alex Lucini, Logan Shader, and Brody Bartenstein.
Yes, that was impressive. Let's hear it for the KMS Diamond Dance Team and the Little Diamond Dancer.
Meanwhile, for Batavia, they line up with like this. Fleming at the catcher position. At third base, Reinhardt. Shortstop, Rodriguez. Second base, Fry. Cano at first. In left field, Burroway. Center field, Young. And in right field, Leadham. Leadham recently coming... Actually, in center field, it was Young recently coming off an injury. Leadham, known to be a dangerous defensive arm. But those are the pitchers for the Pioneers and Muckdogs as we get started. And now they're going to introduce the Muckdogs starting lineup in order.
Coach Thomas Eaton. Leading off for Batavia, the designated hitter from Felician University, number 18, Levi Aguila.
Aguila, the designated hitter. He's going to be the leadoff man.
Playing second base from the University of Toledo and Montana, number 24, Brian Fry.
Fry, he's second.
And third first baseman from Salt Bay, Virginia University, number 35, Tyler Cano.
Cano batting third. He's been one of the best hitters for Batavia this season.
Playing right field from the University of Rochester, number 16, Josh Leadham.
Leadham, a solid bat, but also a very solid defensive player. My colleague John, who does the games for Batavia, was mentioning how he made a play over in foul territory, getting into the fence, and still coming away with a double play on a rocket to second.
from the University of Alabama, number 36, Mitch Fleming. Batting ninth, playing center field from Claflin University, number 1, Dallas Young. Batting 10th, the shortstop from Keene University, number 7, Caleb Rodriguez. And starting pitcher tonight for your Muckdogs from the University of Rochester, number 19, Nolan Sparks. And the rest of your Batavia Muckdogs.
Caleb Rodriguez, not to get confused with Carlos Rodriguez, one of the relievers for the Muckdogs.
Fans, I'm afraid we have a little bit of a problem here today. We forgot to book someone for the national anthem. Is there anyone out here who can sing the national anthem, please? We need someone. Please, anyone. Our own field crew here, Brandon, says he can sing it. Let's give Brandon a round of applause for stepping up.
Fans, may I ask you to please stand and remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem, which, yes, will be done by Brandon Croft of the Chapin Field Crew. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light was so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Great job, Brandon, great job.
And that was a really good rendition of the national anthem here at Dwyer Stadium. Definitely better than Fergie's back during the All-Star game. But with that, players, fans will clear the field. The starting lineup will stay and get ready to kick off this game. Top of the first coming up.
And tonight's
So,
first pitch will be done by 6-year-old Landon Williams. Landon is the nephew of the late Greg Bruggeman, who was a longtime Muckdogs season ticket holder and fan. And Landon was born with the same birth defect, spina bifida, as his uncle Greg. And he is here today to throw out tonight's first pitch in memory of his uncle. Let's give a nice welcome to Landon Williams.
so first pitch coming up, and a really wholesome story behind it too. That'll be what separates us from playing ball. And steer right.
Great job, Landon. Great job. Thank you for coming to Dwyer Stadium this evening.
Sparks and Fleming giving him some high fives. Very well deserved on the way out. Top of the first now, getting ready and underway. Right before we do so, let's give you a tail of the tape for these two teams. Pioneers enter the game with a 9-9 record. Batavia enters the game with a 13-5 record. Batavia leading 2-0 in the season series. Batavia is currently second, 2.5 games back. The Pioneers are fifth, 6.5 games back. Pioneers have a team ERA of 5.45 Batavia, a team ERA of 3.31. Batavia has a big advantage in average as well, the 281 compared to the Pioneers' 216. Braden Coletta will start on the mound for your Elmira Pioneers, but the person the Pioneers should be fearing, Nolan Sparks, the starter tonight for Batavia. Now the question is, why fear Nolan Sparks? Well, here's the reason. He's pitched 16 innings, he's given up just 3 hits and 1 walk. He's also only surrendered a single run, which was unearned. So, proving to be one of the best pitchers in the PGCBL this season. It'll be up to the Pioneers to try to get some offense going. Mandler, Wayman, and Marsh, a consistent trio leading off. Wayman and Mandler last night each put up 2 hits and an RBI. So they've got some warm bats. Will they be able to do it?
Leading off tonight's game for Elmira, the second baseman, number 23, Max Mandler.
So here's Max Mandler ready to go. He's going to lead off now for the Pioneers. And now the first pitch getting ready from Sparks. Now here's Max Mandler. That one's going to be grounded up the middle. Picked up at second, but no attempt. That'll be a base hit on the first pitch. That was a nicely hit ball up the middle. Good job to track and get it over at second by Fry. But Fry did not risk the throw, which would have been very difficult. That's the 4th hit surrendered all season by Sparks. And then he'll bring up Frank Wayman with a runner on first. Wayman sees the first pitch, strike 1, a bit of heat low. Now, 0-1 here. Can Wayman keep this Pioneer offense going? That one's going to be fouled away, so the count goes 0-2. Wayman so far, the best hitter for the Elmira Pioneers, enters the game as the only Pioneer hitting above 300 with a 349 average. He also has the only Pioneer to be over 1,000 on OPS with a 1052. 0-2 now for Wayman. Outside, ball 1, a good take there. Wayman's discipline's also been top-notch with 15 free bases, 6 hit by pitches, and 9 walks. Pioneers as a whole have had a total of 149 free bases compared to what is 146 strikeouts. Quite a few came from last night, and close pitch, 2-2. Called outside. I think it was an attempt by Fleming to frame it, but the umpire not fooled. 2-2 now to Frank Wayman. He's got a runner aboard. Swing and a miss. Runner goes, but Mandler is going to be able to get to second uncontested. Infield just not ready, but Wayman goes down swinging.
Batting third for the Pioneers, left fielder number 25, Bobby Marsh.
That's going to bring up Bobby Marsh with a runner on second, 1 away. Marsh is second in team RBIs. 7 RBIs this season. Wayman actually led the team in that category, but not able to drive in Mandler in that previous at-bat. 1-0 now on that take. So Sparks, dangerous righty, and that's not good news for the Pioneers. They are hitting only 200 against righties this season. They actually do better against lefties as they hit .258 as a team. One player who loves righties, though, more than lefts has to be Bobby Marsh. Marsh has definitely done better for righties most of the season, but recently has improved his lefty-lefty split. Now 1-1. That one's going to be fouled away. It's a 1-2 count now. So 1-2. They've got a runner on second looking to go around. Probably won't try to steal third here. Can Marsh put a ball in play, get Mandler to third? No, he cannot. Second strikeout of the game by Sparks.
Batting for third base, number 28, Johnny Wall.
That's going to bring up Johnny Wall with 2 away and a runner on second. So Wall recovering after that early hit by getting 2 straight strikeouts. Wayman and Marsh took deeper counts, but ultimately both went down with a swing and miss. Can Johnny Wall keep the inning alive? Wall's going to line that into the gap. I think that's going to get behind. Mandler will score. It's the first earned run on Nolan Sparks all season, and the Pioneers have done something that had been impossible through 4 games. They score against Sparks thanks to no errors. An RBI single on the first pitch scene. Wall drives it deep, and he'll stay at first. The Pioneers take an early lead on the road in Batavia, and honestly, that's the perfect start. We know that they would probably get some offense going late, but they haven't been the best team early on this season. Great to see them doing that tonight. That's going to bring up Cooper Smith, who returns to the lineup after resting last night. And outside corner, strike one, close one. I'll say here in Batavia, the booth is skewed a little to the left rather than the right, as you see from this camera angle. So it can be a little harder to read some of those outside pitches. That one just tagging the corner. 0-1 here now for Cooper Smith. Smith is going to line this one up the middle, and it's going to be a base hit. Runners will stay. So the Pioneers keep it alive again. They bring 2 aboard now for Lucas Phelps.
Batting 6, the shortstop, number 21, Lucas Phelps.
Now Phelps, he's been a very key defensive asset for the Pioneers. And doing pretty well as well when it comes to offense. 12 free bases, 7 hits and 4 RBIs. He's got a .413 on-base percentage, which is above the .370 average that a team has as a whole. Swing and a miss, strike one. And I will say, apart from those nice little line drives, Sparks is showing off some incredible stuff early on here. Some really hard to hit balls that we saw retire Wayman and Marsh. 0-1. Fouled away, count now 0-2. Pioneers down to their last strike this inning. Sparks could strike out the side and keep the damage at a minimum. Can Phelps try to bring up Alex Lucini and Joe Muzio? Of course, Muzio on deck. To 0-2. They're actually going to call time just to think it over. Sun setting over to the left field foul area. He'll continue to do so for a little while, but a nice night here out in Batavia. Good showing from the fan base. And I will say Batavia has had a consistently good fan base and a consistently good pitch there from Sparks to get his 3rd strikeout of the game. And that'll end the inning. 3 hits, bring home 1 run. 2, however, will get stranded for the Pioneers. They take an early lead, but still plenty of time for the Muckdogs to respond. Levi Aguirre, Fry, and Cano due up. We'll be back with the bottom of the first right after this.
How's it going, Mark?
So a big win for the Pioneers last night at Dunn Field, a 9-2 victory against the Oneonta Outlaws. Mike Sokol got his first win of the season, going 6 innings with 5 strikeouts, only 1 earned run. He had a second run that was off an error. Gil Murad had one of the better nights at the plate for the Pioneers. 1 hit which he nearly took yard, that brought home a run batted in, but also got on base 3 times with walks. Great discipline from the catcher. I was able to talk with him after the game, and he mentioned that he was suffering from an injury last season, and he's been really working to gain that confidence back. And I think he's been able to over the course of this Summer League season here in the PGCBL. Bartenstein, however, he's going to be at the catcher's position tonight, as the Pioneers do like to rotate that from Murad to Berube to Bartenstein. Bottom of the first now, ready to go for the Muckdogs. They currently trail 1-0. Levi Aguia will lead off. He's the designated hitter. And this season, he's a team leading .429 batting average. Strike 1 taken there. The lefty, Braden Coletta, on the mound tonight for the Pioneers. He's had some solid starts this season. His most recent one came in Utica, where he went 5 1/3, but ultimately took the loss. That one's going to be grounded to Johnny Wall, and he will be out, 1 away. So Johnny Wall, more consistent defense from third base. And he's got some very strong competition when it comes to players in this league at third base. His biggest would probably be Asaf Lowengar from the Auburn Double Days, who's also a member of the Israeli national team. In the European Championships last season, he hit a 2-run shot. So, playing against some of the top talent from the European Baseball League there. And also, he's got a tough opponent in Reinhardt at third base tonight. Now, the 1-0 taken there by Fry. He's up second tonight for the Muckdogs. And Coletta's just going to step off really quickly. This season, the Muckdogs actually don't like lefties as much. They have a .283 average when facing righties, .264 against lefties. Although they do have a better on-base percentage and OPS. However, that's mainly because they're able to draw a better walk-to-strikeout ratio and other things as well. Interestingly, in about a couple hundred less at-bats, they have about half the stolen bases. So they are a little more aggressive, even though you normally look at lefty pitchers and say they're harder to steal on because pickoff attempts are quite easy. They'll have to get a base runner to potentially see some movement there. 2-1 here. And outside, 3-1. Coletta this season a 1-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio at 15 walks and 15 strikeouts. It's not surprised to see him losing in this early count, but as Coach Billy Wilderman said, he's a gamer. And 3-2, and Fry was ready to toss his bat for a walk, and it's not going to come that easily. Full count now with 1 away. And that's going to be fouled away, so he's going to keep the at-bat alive. We've already mentioned the Muckdogs have faced off against the Pioneers 2 times already, and the Muckdogs have taken both games. They were the first 2 for the season for the Pios. And that time, strike 3. And Fry thought that was a ball, but it lands right down the middle. 2 away now for Cano. Great job to battle back from Braden Coletta. Cano up here. A .333 average, the only home run for the Muckdogs. And he also has 23 RBIs, all that combining to an .846 OPS. So a very strong season so far for him. 0-1 as he swings and fouls that back. Cano likes lefties a little more than righties, hitting .364 against them in 11 at-bats. That one's going to be driven to center field. Tracking back is Lucini, but he's going to get it in deep right center field to end the inning.
No runs, no hits. There were no errors.
So that'll be it. The Muckdogs go down in order. One strikeout for Coletta as the side is retired. Pioneers baseball will be right back after the break. Pioneers currently lead 1-0 early against the Muckdogs.
How about a beverage?
And make sure to check out Eli Fitz, home of the Muckdog Ale.
So that's the final warm-up pitch from Sparks. And we are just about ready to get underway. Joe Muzio will lead off for the Elmira Pioneers.
After the second inning for the Pioneers, batting seventh in the lineup, first baseman number 51, Joe Muzio.
Muzio this season hitting .267. He has the most at-bats for the Pioneers. 60. Second is Bobby Marsh's 53. Now can Muzio start off the second inning with a blast? That one's going to be strike one, taken a little up high and on that corner. Pioneers had a very good first inning against one of the best pitchers in the PGCBL, bringing home a run against Sparks. The first earned run he's had all season, 0-2 now to Muzio. Muzio, Lucini, and Logan Shader due up. That is a dangerous trio. Lucini had a very solid year last year with the Pioneers, of course. He's back in Batavia for the first time. 1-2 count now for Muzio. Sparks looking. He gets his sign. 1-2. That one's going to be grounded hard to third. Reinhardt makes the play, and the throw is in time. One away. One away. Here comes Alex Lucini. He made his debut back with the Pioneers in Utica, a mid-season addition. He's a returning veteran. 1-0. C-Tran is this inning's sponsor. Thank you to C-Tran for supporting your Elmira Pioneers. Learn more about C-Tran's accessible transit as the count goes 1-1 online, because C-Tran provides you the best transit throughout Chemung County. 1-1 here for Lucini. A .214 average to start out in just 4 games. One from Sparks. Swing and a miss. Strike two. One away. 1-2 count here in the top of the second. Sparks with a solid start against Muzio. Can he keep that up now against Lucini? That one's going to be fouled away, so the count stays at 1-2. Billy Wilderman said that one key thing for the pitching staff is to get that first out. That's something that we've also heard Coach Andrew Drum say. And, you know, back in the first inning, Sparks wasn't able to get that first out. Here he has. And it looks like it has worked. Anyway, 2-2 as that one's taken a bit high. That ground ball to third was the first ball in play that led to an out from Sparks. The previous 3 outs were all strikeouts. So once again, Sparks showing some of his electric stuff. And strike 3 rings up Lucini, gets him looking there.
That night, the designated hitter number 2, Logan Scheider.
2 away, here comes Scheider. Scheider keep the inning alive. On deck, Brody Bartenstein. And then it would be the top of the order afterwards. First pitch now from Sparks with 2 away. Outside, ball 1. So some good movement with that pitch. We've seen it be located for a few strikes before, but hasn't done so in that pitch there. That one's going to be fouled away. Count now 1-1. I'll say some solid approaches at the plate tonight from the Pioneers. They haven't actually gone down in 3 straight strikes, with the exception of Lucas Phelps, who had also fouled one away. They've been able to take some pitches and work some longer counts, unless your names are, of course, are Johnny Wall and Max Mandler, who both got hits on their first pitches of the at-bat. So now a 2-1 against Sparks. Sparks against Scheider. Outside, 3-1. The Pioneers had a strong start early this game with that 1 run back in the first. They have 27 runs in the past 18 innings. We're going to get a few more tonight. That one, foul back. There's a check swing foul ball, the classic where you don't want to swing it, but because it hits your bat, you technically did. 3-2, full count with 2 away. Very dangerous count now for Scheider. And inside, first walk of the game surrendered by Sparks. Scheider works a very long at-bat, and that is actually the second walk of the season for Sparks. Just to tell you how unhittable this guy has been, he's still in the single digits for all those categories. The only one not in single digits, well, you guessed it, strikeouts. Combining those first 4 he's got in the game, he's now at 25. Two away for Bartenstein. Peek over at first. That one's going to be grounded over short, and the play to second will end the inning. One runner gets aboard, but gets stranded after that one is grounded to a 6-4 out to end the inning. More Pioneers baseball right after this. I'm Taylor Storthy. You're watching the Elmira Pioneers YouTube channel. We are back at Dwyer Stadium, bottom of the second inning. Thank you to Salins for being this inning sponsor for your Elmira Pioneers. They're the official hot dog provider, and you can always go get yourself a hot dog back at Dunn Field. Thanks again to Salins. Leadham is going to lead them off for the Muckdogs. They went down 1-2-3 last time. Leadham hoping to get some offense going against Coletta. Your Pioneers still lead 1-0. Coletta enters the game with 15 strikeouts and now rests 16 after getting that big strikeout on a full count. Now it's an 0-2 count against Leadham. Mentioned that Leadham very much known for his defensive contributions, a very good defensive right fielder. Definitely if the ball comes his way, Pioneers will be given the red light. That one's going to be fouled backward, 0-2. Here to lead him. That one's going to be driven to left field and will drop down for a base hit. First hit of the game for the Muckdogs comes from Leadham. Reinhardt will now inherit a base runner.
Next up for Batavia, batting fifth in the order of the third baseman, Batavia's own number 9, Jerry Reinhardt.
This season with runners on base, Reinhardt, 212 and 33 at-bats with 7 RBIs. Runner tries to go to second. Leadham gets there in time. It's a 1-0 count, and runner moves to second. A good jump and good throw, but the jump just beats him. 1-0 here after that stolen base attempt. And similar back to the first inning, we saw a leadoff hit and then stolen base. Although that stolen base came on a strikeout swing from Frank Wayman. Here it comes on the first pitch of the at-bat. Infield playing in, and that one called a little high, I believe. 2-0. So close call right there. 2-0 here now for Reinhardt. Corso on deck. That one, that time a bit inside, 3-0. Coletta getting behind here. We've seen him fight back from some early counts before, like the 3-1 against Fry that he turned into a looking strikeout. Can Coletta roll the dice and get out of this jam? Most of the time, 3-0 is an obvious take. And now, 3-1 for Reinhardt. This is the more dangerous pitch. Do you swing here or do you take? 3-1. That one lands inside, but a little high. Ball 4. First walk surrendered from Coletta. That was the pitch that was able to sit down Fry. This time just a little too high. 2 on, no one on base. And I have a feeling that the infield is going to stay deep. Stay further in. Because I bet Corso's going to drop a bunt to move the runners. He's got a .333 average. But I still think they will. Runners will go, and it gets down. Sacrifice works. Throw from Coletta. They do get it in time, but that nearly turned badly. As at first, Mandler had a jump to get it, gets back there in time. That's a sack 1-4 that gets the first out. It'll advance both runners. So now 1 out, 2 aboard. Infield playing in. They don't want that tying run to come home. That one's going to be driven deep center field. Lucini tracking back. It'll likely tie the game. Lucini making the throw to third, not in time. And it is a tie game on the sacrifice fly, deep center field.
And your Muckdogs are on the scoreboard.
Two-away, runner on third, and it is a tied game after the sacrifice is worked to perfection. Batavia manufacturing that early run. They were able to get off after that hit and walk. Two-away here. That first pitch is going to be lined for a base hit, and the Muckdogs will take a lead. Phelps not deep enough to make a play there. Fleming, before we could even introduce him, ties the game. It's a long game, and the Muckdogs showing why you don't have to stress after a first inning run. They take a 2-1 lead now with two away. The number 9 hitter, Young, stepping up here. First pitch outside, ball 1. So Young at the plate. 2-0 here. Young recently coming back from an injury. He's got a chance to try to get some offense going and keeping it alive. Coletta just wants to get out of the jam. 2-1 count here. 1-2. Sorry, 2-1. Now the count will go 2-2 after that swing and miss. Bottom of the second here. One more strike away from Coletta to retire the side and keep the damage at a minimum. The Muckdogs have retaken the lead, though. The 2-2. Strike 3 gets him looking to end the inning. That's the second strikeout of the game for Coletta, and he gets out of the inning, surrendering 2 hits, 2 runs on no errors. The side is retired. More Pioneers baseball right after this. Thank you again to Salins. We'll be right back. We're back here at Dwyer Stadium. The Muckdogs take a 2-1 lead. Max Mandler will lead off for your Elmira Pioneers. He had a single and scored the opening run for the Pioneers back in the first inning. Can Lightning strike twice? Can he get another hit? Gets the chance right here. Thinking Multimedia Services, official printer for your Elmira Pioneers. They help provide the signage back at Dunn Field. Tonight, of course, we are at Dwyer Field. 0-1 now to Mandler. Mandler took the first pitch last time and drove it to center field for a base hit. Looking to do the same right here. He had fouled that one off. This time it's going to be grounded over to third. Gets by Reinhardt. Picked up. The throw from Rodriguez. Not good enough. Mandler just will stay at 1 as the catcher gets to first. I have a feeling that'll be graded as a hit because that would have been a very tricky throw from Rodriguez. It was good that he even got that throw in, but also good that Fleming was there to make sure Mandler couldn't go 2. Runner on first. One away. Sorry, no one away. Now it's outside, ball 1 to Wayman. Wayman struck out in his previous at-bat, but he's got that runner on first. He'd like to get him moving. Mandler already stole second earlier in the game, and I wonder if he's going to go for it again. Sparks looking back at first, now back at the plate. 2-0. So I'll let Wayman get ahead here. Wayman, the most RBIs out of any Pioneer player. However, they would need a big hit right here to try to even dream of bringing Mandler home from first. Wonder if Mandler will go eventually. He's going to swing and miss that time. 2-1. On deck, Bobby Marsh. So I'll definitely say with Mandler on first, you've got the strong bats of the Pios lineup coming up here. Can they deliver is the big question, though. Mandler goes to second. Throw, not in time. And that'll be a second stolen base of the game for Wayman. Count now 2-2 as that one was called strike 2. So Wayman's got his runner on second. That'll be a little bit easier to bring Mandler home. Can he do so? The infield giving space for Mandler. He can actually take a larger lead if he'd like. That one fouled away. Mandler's previous at-bat was a hit. Wayman's previous at-bat was a 2-2 strikeout. So a little bit of a repeat of the first inning here in the top of the third. Can the Pioneers flip the script and try to bring home that tying run a little bit earlier, though? Got a chance right here. 2-2 now. Sparks to Wayman. Wayman swing and a miss, and he's going to go down swinging for the second time this game.
Left fielder number 25, Bobby Marsh.
Bobby Marsh going to step up now. And Marsh, we know how dangerous he can be at the plate. Job number 2 for Sparks. Get the second out right there. Marsh leads the team with 16 strikeouts this season. So not a great matchup when it comes to the stuff from Sparks. But Marsh is now going to send that one deep left field. That'll be caught for 2 away now. And that'll bring up Johnny Wall with 2 away again. Last time he had 2 outs and a runner on second. Well, he sent Max Mandler home. And wonder if Lightning will strike twice here. Wall with a great start. Wants to do it again. This season, he's got a 295 average, flirting at 300. He also has a 776 OPS and that was his 9th RBI in his first at-bat. Wall takes that first pitch hard over to Reinhardt, and the throw gets back in time. Wasn't directly on the bag, but they do make the tag to get out of the inning. 1 hit, 1 runner stranded. Pioneers will still trail entering the bottom of the 3rd inning. Thanks again to Multimedia Services. More Pios baseball right after this. We're back at Dwyer Stadium. Rodriguez, Caleb leading off here. Thank you, Papa John's, this inning sponsor for your Elmira Pioneers. First pitch taken for ball 1, just a little bit outside. Hard to tell from this angle whether that is just maybe a framing issue from Bartenstein, if he's not able to do it well enough. Because these pitches are looking like they are right around the zone. Just like that one. I'm going to be honest, just not super lucky, I'd say, so far from Coletta finding the strike zone. 2-0 now. That time finds strike 1. That one looked actually low. That one felt like a ball while the other 2 felt like strikes. So obviously that's why they don't pay me to be an umpire. Caleb Rodriguez, of course, leading off. Then it'll be back to the top of the lineup. Now it's a 3-1. No one out here in the bottom of the 3rd. Quiet start this season for Rodriguez when it comes to hitting, but he does carry a 368 OBP. That number won't increase just yet. It's a full count. Can Coletta get out of the jam in this at bat? He's got a full count. Three-two. And ball 4, just a little high and inside. So runner gets on first lead off. Levi Gia steps up now with a runner aboard. Now, Aguila this season, absolutely monstrous at the plate. Carries not just a 429 average, not just a 629 slugging, but also a 638 on-base percentage, a 1267 OPS. So pretty dangerous stuff at the plate. So surprising to see him ground out back in his first at-bat. Pickoff attempt misses. First pitch now for Aguila. Pickoff attempt again, they can't get him. Probably trying to make sure Caleb Rodriguez doesn't try to steal a base here. He's only stolen 2 this season. As a team, though, Muckdogs stolen 66. They've only gotten caught 7 times. Oh, 1-0, a little bit high. And again, Papa John's is inning sponsor. You can get some Papa John's pizza back at Dunfield at concession stands. Thank you to Papa John's. 1-0. Inside, 2-0. Those two pitches, definitely not questionable balls. First one was a bit high. That one a bit inside. As Aguila just had to step away. Now 2-0 to Aguila. Don't want to be 2-0 to the most dangerous hitter on the Muckdogs. That one's popped up, but that'll be a souvenir for the roof. Maybe it will roll down the net. Yes, it will. Ben F. Ross, clubhouse manager, gets it. Due up was Rodriguez, Aguila, and Fry. We'll likely see a couple more batters now. That we've already seen that leadoff walk. Runner goes. That one fouled away. 2-2. So a bit of stroke of good luck as Rodriguez was probably safe there. Now I have a feeling that the Pioneers might look at a pickoff attempt. See if Rodriguez looks to go again. There's the pickoff attempt, but he's safe. I will say a couple pickoffs this at bat. We'd recently seen that in one of the games as well for the Pioneers. A long string of pickoffs in a row. 2-2. Runner goes. That one's going to be grounded to third, and Wall can't pick it up in time, but he does get the throw in time for the first out of the inning. Was a potential double play ball. Would have been hard with the stolen base, but it does let Caleb Rodriguez get to second and stay there. Fry up now with one away. Fry's first at bat. Struck out looking. Now he's got a runner on second that he just wants to move or bring home. Here's the first pitch. Fry squared up. That one goes outside. 1-0. Cano on deck. Unless there's a double play, he'll get a chance this inning. And we know he's probably got the best power when it comes to Batavia's bats. 1-0 here. That one fouled back. Count now 1-1. We already mentioned it. A pretty strong showing tonight here at Dyer Field. Of course, Batavia formerly in the New York Penn League. They've got some really solid facilities. 1-1. That one almost gets away from Bartenstein, but he keeps in front of it. 2-1. He's going to have a quick chat with Coletta. Wouldn't be surprised if eventually we see Wildman just talking to Coletta, maybe cooling any nerves he has. Pioneers, once again, a strong start today. They've got 4 hits compared to just 2 from the Muckdogs. But the Muckdogs have brought both runners home. Well, one of the 2 runners that got on hits, they brought 2 runners home. And the second, one on a walk, one on a hit. It was just a couple unlucky plays from the Pioneers. Another unlucky start with a runner on second. Can Coletta get out of this stuff at bat? 2-1 here. Swing and a miss, strike 2. So 1 away, 2-2 count here in the bottom of the third. I will say what's good about here at Dwyer Stadium, sun isn't directly in the way of the field as it comes in sets. 2-2 now. That one's going to be lined up the middle. And it's going to get by Marsh and Lucini. And it'll be a 3-1 lead for the Muckdogs. It's a standing double for Fry. So Batavia continues to keep the hit train rolling. It's now a 3-1 lead with a runner on second. And here comes Cano with just 1 away. So after that very strong first inning, I things slipping very so slightly for Braden Coletta. One away. And low, ball one. What can Canoe do? Now those three leadoff batters for the Muckdogs have a combined 41 bases on balls. So they definitely have great discipline. And against a pitcher who's not perfect with control, as we've seen so far from Coletta, that generally is a good recipe, especially if they can draw long at bats. Now, 1-1 for Canoe. He's got that man on second. It would bring home potentially another run if he got a hit. Runner goes to third. Throw from Bartenstein. Good catch by Johnny Wall. Count, I think, is going to go to 1-2 now. Nope, 2-1 with that runner on third. So Fry gets the stolen base. 2-1 count for Cano. And with one away, a sacrifice would bring him a fourth run. We've already seen a sacrifice be executed well on a sac fly. That time, no sacrifice needed as that gets down for a base hit. Cano with an RBI single with one away. A 4-1 lead now here in the bottom of the third for Batavia. Batavia recovering well after that slow first inning. That's now going to bring up Leadham. Leading off back in the second, he got a hit and scored the first run for Batavia. He's now going to grit that up for another base hit. It's a hit parade here in the second inning. He's now 2 for 2 on the day. Runners in first and second. And Billy Wildman comes out to talk. And I think just to try to settle down Coletta, Logan Shader coming out to the bullpen. I think he's going to be telling Ziv Gar or someone else to just warm up and get ready. But obviously wanting things to not get worse. Tough inning for the Pioneers. They're on a 3-game winning streak. Definitely due to have a tough game. We've seen them come back from tough deficits, but early on, Batavia, we know that they've got a strong team. Better than a team like Niagara. So things not looking good so far. So Reinhardt, for the season, only hitting .200 against lefties. However, hitting .195 against righties. So what can he do with 2 aboard, 1 away? First pitch now from Coletta. Strike 1 right there. We know Coletta has the arm to go the distance, but just so far, not a great outing. He had last played in Utica, which was actually the last loss the Pioneers had. Pioneers have played a couple official games since then, 3, and one also interleague game as well that allowed them to get an extra day of rest. No need to worry about a bullpen game. The 1-1 taken for strike 2. So this time, he's able to get ahead of Reinhardt here. I think that team talk from Coach Wildman, I think, helped. Reinhardt drew a walk in his first at bat and later scored. First time he's actually seeing a 2-strike count in the game. He's going to drive that one deep left field. And it's going to get to the wall. 1 run scores. The throw in. It's a standing double. Hard to see with the setting sun, but when the ball emerges to view, it's Marsh picking it up at the wall. And a 5-1 lead for the Batavia Muckdogs. And it continues. The hit parade continues on the 1-2 count. That's going to bring up Corso with one away and runners at second and third. Not the start the Pios wanted here in the third. And Caletta recover. He gets the first strike. Corso had a sacrifice bunt his first time around. It was a very well executed sacrifice, and he nearly got to first. With one away, he's got a chance for another sacrifice if he puts it in play as a fly ball. Now it's a 1-2 count, though. Oh, 2. That one's going to be driven to left field. Marsh under it. Now, can Marsh's cannon work again? No, he plays it safe to keep the runner at second. And it is a sacrifice fly that brings home another run. A 6-1 lead for the Muckdogs. They've scored 5 this inning. That will get the second out on the board. But obviously not what you want to see from the Pioneers here. Burroway steps up. Sacrifice fly to Lucini in his previous at-bat. He's got 2 runners, or 1 runner in scoring position on second. First pitch taken for ball 1. Two away here at Dwyer Stadium. That one's going to be hit deep center field. Lucini tracking back, but he'll get it for the final out of the inning. But that'll be one that Caletta will want to forget. Needs to take Coach Lasso's advice. Be a goldfish. Forget the struggles. Gets out of it, but 5 runs come home on 4 hits. One left aboard. That's the third inning done. Thank you again, the Papa Johns. More Pios baseball right after this. Cooper Smith will lead off here in the top of the 4th. And big bottom of the 3rd inning. I was actually wrong. It only brought home 4 runs, not 5 on those 4 hits. But a strong inning from Batavia, showing why they are one of the challengers for the West Division title alongside Utica. Pioneers still have a chance. Remember, they scored the majority of their runs late, including on that 18-run win against the Niagara Power. going from down 6-0 to winning 18-9. But they'll have their work cut out for them. Nolan Sparks still on the mound, and despite that first inning, he's looked very good out there. Swing and a miss from Cooper Smith, 1-2. And already, with 5 strikeouts today, is Sparks. He's 1 strike away from number 6. Outside, 2-2 now. So Smith keeping alive. Smith had a single in his first at-bat. Thank you to Mets Candy Company for being this inning's sponsor of your Elmira Pioneers. Smith went around. It'll be another strikeout. Throw to first is on time. One away here after that strikeout. Phelps up now. Here's Phelps with 1 away. Strike 1 in that outside corner. 0-1. Phelps is going to drive that one. Deep left field. Will it get in the gap? No, it's going to be missed. Phelps with a standing double. The fielders couldn't find it. A big play there from Phelps. I think that was one of his furthest hit balls all season. And he gets a runner on second. Any offense will help. Here comes Joe Muzio with that runner on. So what can Muzio do? Muzio with runners in scoring position. He's got 8 RBIs, hitting .227. Can that result in a potential run to try to cut that deficit? Swing and a miss. He wanted to cut that deficit on that swing, but couldn't find the ball. So Muzio now. Oh, 1. That one's low, 1-1. Lights have come on in the booth. That should tell you the sun eventually going to set. So probably happen a little bit later. It's 8:12 here in Batavia. And a nice 71 degrees. Not too cold. That one taken. Ball 2. 8:55 predicted sunset. Rest of the week in Batavia looks nice and warm. However, Wednesday, Thursday of next week could see a little bit of rain. Not what anyone wants. That's what the forecast shows. 2-1 here. Runner goes to third. And Phelps is out. They catch him stealing that time. The risk not paying off. 3-1 count to Muzio. But a well-placed throw from Fleming. 2 away now. Bases are empty. That'll help Sparks out a ton. But for Coach Drum, snake eyes on the dices again. Muzio's going to take that one to the outfield. But the outfield will find it this time to end the inning in left center field. 1 hit, but it's a 1-2-3 inning after that caught stealing attempt. More Ohio's baseball in the bottom of the 4th inning. Right after this, thank you again to the Mets Candy Company. Ethan Herrera takes the mound now for your Elmira Pioneers. That will end Braden Coletta's start at 3 innings. Apologies if I'm a little winded. They forgot to put waters up in the booth. So, a little bit of an L there. Had to run and get one. 1-0 here. That one's going to be driven deep center field. Lucini gets under it. 1 away to start Herrera's outing here in the top of the 4th inning.
Next up, for Batavia center field, number 1, Dallas Young.
Dallas Young gets a chance now with 1 away. And we'll update those graphics really quickly. Obviously, though, got to make sure the action is on screen before the graphics are fixed. And I got to get back here in time. Anyway, thank you, Vasco Brands, this inning's sponsor. They can help all your janitorial needs. Man, I felt like some of the Muckdogs runners on the base path just then, as they had a bit of running to do back in the 3rd inning. They scored 4 runs on some hits, and that prompted Coletta's day to be ended early. An overall tough day at the office, but happens to the best of us. Coletta will respond well the next time he's out there. That ball's in the dirt. And the count is now 3-0 here. So Herrera has come in. And strike 1 taken right there. 675, he started 1 game. 6 strikeouts to 4 walks. He's actually had a bit of a break. That one's going to be flared out to right. And foul. 3-2. Now, Young and Herrera have something in common. They both received injuries. Herrera had a minor injury while sliding in one of the interleague games. And I think that took him out for a day or two. But so far, he hasn't had too many appearances, but he's going to get a chance here to eat some innings and help out the Pioneers. That one's going to be grounded up the middle. Picked up nearly, yes, actually picked up cleanly at second by Mandler. But just like that hit in the 1st inning we saw, no chance for a throwback to first. 1 on now with 1 away. Caleb Rodriguez steps up. And again, not to be confused with his brother, Carlos, who wears number, or no, not his brother. Why did I say that? The Pioneers have 2 Smiths, and I don't believe they're related. But Carlos and Caleb, 2 CA Rodriguez's, and a stolen base there from Young. They send him, and they get the runner on second now with a 1-0 count. Ugh. Small lead for Young, but I wonder if he's going to try to go to third. He actually did take sort of steps in the right direction. That longer windup from Herrera, I think, maybe threw him off. Thing I will say about Herrera, showing some proficiency at the plate in that interleague game from before. And he's also played a couple games in the outfield for the Pioneers. Here's the 1-1. Runner goes to third. That one's going to be grounded foul, 1-2 now. So you can definitely see Young very active on the base path, looking to sprint to third. And entering the game, he only had 1 stolen base, so interesting to see. But Batavia, maybe they're trying to say, let's test Bartenstein's arm. Let's be aggressive. 1-2 here with 1 away. And bottom of the 4th, I do need to fix that inning graphic. And this time they run a pickoff. They don't get him, though. Young was back just in time. But a good play there. Good recognition there from Mandler. One thing you got to say about Mandler is he has always been very good in the field for the Pioneers. Now, 1-2 count here Bottom of the order, Rodriguez. He got on base and scored after a walk. He takes that one, and he is out, looking for the second out of the inning.
Designated hitter number 18, Levi Aguila.
Levi Aguila back up now with 2 away, and a runner on second. Thank you again to Vasco Brands, this inning's sponsor. If you ever do choose them for your janitorial services, just tell them the Pioneers sent you. 2 away now. First pitch to Aguila, the dangerous 1200 OPS hitter at the plate. That one fouled away. Oh, 1. Here's Herrera. Takes a look. And here's the pitch. Runner goes to third. Bartenstein not able to get the throw off just because Aguila is a right-handed hitter and is in the way. Bartenstein did not want to take his head off on that throw. Foul back. Now the count 1-2 with 2 away. 2 outs here. 2 strike count. And a dangerous runner at third. Can Ethan Herrera get out of this jam? Fouled away. Aguila, only 3 strikeouts this season compared to 22 free bases. Honestly, I don't think there's much more I really need to say about Aguila besides looking at his stat line and just being amazed about it. He only has 9 RBIs, likely due to being the leadoff hitter. And he's definitely the type of guy you'd love as a leadoff hitter. That time goes around. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So Herrera keeps it quiet. Just 1 hit on a tough play. 1 runner gets stranded. More Pios baseball will be right after this. That's the bottom of the 4th. Top of the 5th up next.
Muckdogs. There's also burgers, nachos. Yes, let's hear it for the Kansas Diamond Dance team along with the Little Diamond Dancers.
Alex Lucini leading off for your Elmira Pioneers. Top of the 5th underway. And it looks like we'll see Ziv Gar warming up in the bullpen. Although I imagine Ethan Herrera is going to get a green light to go for a second inning. He had a very solid bottom of the 4th. First pitch a little high to Lucini. 6-1 lead for Batavia. Looking like a potential Pioneer loss. Still a little bit of baseball to be played. But not a perfect start. Especially that bottom of the 3rd inning. 1-1 here to Lucini. Struck out looking in his first at-bat. Lucini is going to line that to short. And Lucini out by a step, a close play. Good play for Caleb Rodriguez, getting the throw in time, but he gets it. One away. Scheider steps up here. Thank you to Arnett Health for being this inning's sponsor of your Elmira Pioneers. They're the official healthcare provider for us as well. Thanks again to Arnett Health. Health is what they do. One away now. That one's high, ball one. So, 1-0 to Scheider. Swing and a miss, strike one there. You could feel the heat from Sparks. And I will say, even though the Pioneers, I think, have had the best outing of any team against him, it's still been relatively quiet. And it's a 1-2 count there. Low but in the zone. Now the 1-2 to Scheider. Outside 2-2. Scheider got on base with a walk last time. He forced only the second walk all season from Sparks. And this time he gets rung up on the 2-2 count. Strikeout number 7 for Sparks on the day. 2 away here in the top of the 5th. Bartenstein up, grounded out in his previous at-bat. 8:27 p.m. Temperature here in Batavia actually went up to 72, now back down to around 71. So again, pretty quiet. First pitch taken, strike one. That one outside, ball one. Good take from Bartenstein. 1-1. Mandler on deck. And 2-1. So, Bartenstein able to get ahead here. It was the first pitch which he took on a ground out. Sparks going to step off, I think wanting just a better sign. And 3-1. So Bartenstein doing a good job of getting ahead in the count. Not statistically one of the better hitters for the Pioneers, but doing very well here against a very tough pitcher. Swing and a miss. Bartenstein went for that one. It's now a full count with 2 away. Can the Pios keep the inning alive? Or will it be the top 3 due up next time? 3-2. And yes, he goes down looking. The top 3 will be due up. 8 strikeouts in 5 innings for Sparks. Pioneers don't have an answer for him. Bottom of the 5th coming up right after this. Pios still trail 6-1. Bottom of the 5th underway. Here's your line score tonight. 1 run on 4 hits for the Pioneers, 5 runs on 7 hits, and 1 error for the Muckdogs. And the big difference, the Muckdogs have really converted when they've got runners in dangerous positions. One 0 here. Fry leading off. Sun finally setting. And 1-1 count after that miss. So far, relatively good time, just about an hour 30 through the game. And we are a little bit over halfway. So we could see an under 3-hour game. That one's going to be popped up. Johnny Wall gets it for the first out of the inning. Cano up here. 1 for 2 with an RBI.
Number 35, Tyler Cano.
Cano will be facing Herrera for the first time here. I wonder if Cano will do better against a righty than a lefty. Now takes that one outside, ball 1. Close call that time. And 1-1. Ethan Herrera, he's been called on just to eat some innings for the Pioneers, as the game quickly turned the Muckdogs' way in the 2nd and 3rd innings. And he had a quick 4th inning, getting out of it relatively quickly after just surrendering 1 hit. And 2-1 now to the strongest power bat for the Muckdogs, 2-2 now. Two tomorrow. Weird. I just said tomorrow as if they were going to postpone this game and wait till tomorrow to throw that 2-2 pitch. No, instead it's just going to be fouled away. Now they've got the 2-2 pitch. One away here. And by the way, thank you First Transit as this one's again fouled. Woo! Good grab over warming up by Landon. Good reactions to get that one. That was a foul ball off from Cano. That is grabbed with that left glove hand from Leadham. This time going to be lined hard and gets past Phelps. Tough one to read. And Cano gets his 2nd hit of the game. Leadham now gets a chance. After fielding that fouled ball, he gets a runner on first with 1 away. And 1-0. One thing I'll also say, tomorrow, the 30th, the Pioneers are back at home against Geneva. They lost last time in Geneva. They did win the first time they faced at home. So they'll be looking for a revenge victory back at Dunfield. Be sure you tune in there. Afterwards, on Friday, June 1st, Pioneers will head over to Newark. And after that, Saturday will be a day off before 2 games on July 3rd and 4th. This one popped up in foul territory. Muzio makes the play for the 2nd out. Two away here, bottom of the 5th. Reinhardt steps up, 2 away. Runner aboard. Reinhardt, an RBI double in his previous at bat. He also had a walk in the second inning, which he would later score from. This time, pops that one up. So 3 pop flies end the inning as Mandler comes up with it.
Batavia in the bottom of the fifth. No runs on 1 hit. There were no errors. 1 runner left on base.
1 hit, 1 stranded. That's all she wrote for the Muckdogs. Ethan Herrera, a second solid inning in relief. Top of the 6th, ready to go. We'll be right back with more Pioneers baseball after this. Max Mandler leads off for the Elmira Pioneers here in the top of the 6th. 2 for 2 today, and he's also gotten 2 stolen bases. So a very active day from Mandler. One disappointing thing is that Mandler has had 2 of his best performances in what currently looks like a second defeat, and also, of course, that earlier defeat against Geneva. I asked how he felt about that very good performance during that loss, which was against Geneva, and he simply said, "I'm just here so I won't get fined." Recently, I was able to interview Mike Sokol, and Mandler joined alongside, mentioning the 2 golfing adventures they've had. Sokol wasn't great on the links this week, but he was on the mound with his first quality start of the season and his first victory. You could say he's got 2 birdies already. Can he get an eagle this time around? 1-2 for Mandler. Fouled away, so count stays 1-2 for the leadoff batter for the Pioneers. Mandler's going to take that one to left field, but it's going to go straight left for the first out of the inning. I'll mention the Pioneers. They're still looking for their first home run of the season. Had a couple of close calls, like Cooper Smith's foul ball and that recent Gil Murad perfect shot, but none of those have cleared the wall. Dunfield's a tough place to get a home run. Wonder if Dwyer Stadium might be a little nicer for that effect. 1 away for Wayman. 1-0 outside. Wayman this season doing very well as the Pioneers' best hitter. Tonight so far, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. It's a slow night for him. And 1-1. That one's going to be sent over to short. Throw to first, and that's the second out of the inning. Swayman retired quickly here. 2-away, here comes Bobby Marsh. Flew out in his previous at-bat. Texas Roadhouse is this inning's sponsor for your Elmira Pioneers. Back at Dunn Field, over in right field, you'll see that target. Someone hits it, everyone gets a free appetizer from Texas Roadhouse. No one has yet, and won't have that chance tonight, but Bobby Marsh can still try to hit the scoreboard, or at least just get a hit to keep this inning alive, and bring up Johnny Wall. First pitch outside. And we'll say after that first inning where 3 hits brought home a run, Sparks has been pretty good. Only surrendering a walk, 2 hits, and for the game, he's recorded 8 strikeouts. Count now 1-1. This is the furthest he's gone into an inning without a strikeout. That one's going to be driven to center field, and it is caught to end the inning. No strikeouts, but 3 immediate outs. Sparks still cooking. Pios still trailing. 1-2-3 will be back the bottom of the 6th right after this. I'm Taylor Storthy. Thank you for tuning in and staying tuned in for Pioneers Baseball. So we actually will see our first substitution. Corso has been pinch hit for Abner Benitez. Just like Alex Lucini, Benitez, a returning player, for the Muckdogs. And he's going to open up this inning against Ethan Herrera. So Benitez gets a nice welcome back from the Muckdog faithful. 2-0 here. Ooh, that one's going to be a broken bat pop-up that is caught by Cooper Smith. And you could hear the bat break ever so slightly. And yeah, reminder, these are wood bats. That's one of the reasons you don't see as many home runs. It's a little harder to get these than during the average college season. Now, 1 away. That's going to bring up Burroway. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Thank you to Clarion, the Choice Hotel of your Elmira Pioneers, being this inning's sponsor. That one's low, ball 1. But Ethan Herrera doing a great job out of the bullpen. Do imagine that eventually we'll see Zivgar, a different reliever, come in. But for now, Herrera, I think, hopefully trying to get his way back into the average and standard bullpen staff for the Pioneers. Mentioned he was missing a few games from time to time. Swing and a miss, 2-1. Burroway had a sacrifice fly and a fly out in his first 2 at-bats. Fouled back. One away. 2-2 count. 2-2 now for Burroway. And, oof, just inside. Ball 3 now. So very tense. Full count for Burroway against Herrera here. And strike 3. Rings him up looking that time. Two away here. That's going to bring up Fleming with 2 outs. I will say, I'm pretty sure Coach Drum is loving this outing from Herrera. And potentially, this is the type of outing that can make Drum trust him whenever they need to run a 5-man rotation. So let's see what Fleming can do. Fleming had an RBI single and also a flyout. He's 1 for 2 today. And inside, ball 2. Barnstein talking with Herrera. 6-8-1, the line score for Batavia. 1-4-0, the line score for the Pios. Pios haven't got, or 1-5-0. Pios haven't gotten a hit since the 4th inning. That one's low, ball 3. I'm actually going to be honest. That Phelps play that was a double, I think, was recorded as an error in the outfield. Anyway, that one's popped up. 3-1 count. So, if that's right, and it's an E8 or E7, that means they've been hitless since the 3rd inning. 3-1, and that's going to be ball 4. First free base given up by Herrera. That's going to bring up, I believe, Dotson. Yes, indeed. Dotson, he's in second base. Fry at center field. That was a change that was announced over the PA. Muckdogs now for runner on first. Ball 1 a bit low. Herrera looking to keep the deficit as it is and get out of the inning. Pirates are just hoping that eventually Sparks' day will be done. 2-0 up high. Two outs here. And strike 1 right there, taken by Dotson. They've got a runner on first, 2 away. Ethan Herrera has been looking really good through his first 3 innings, relatively effortless, you could even say. And that one's high, 3-1. See a little activity in the Pios bullpen, but nothing actually warming up. You do see some, however, for the Muckdogs bullpen. And the Muckdogs get that late inning surge? That'll be the big question now. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That'll bring up 2 strikes to 2 away. The horn blaring. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Herrera 1 strike away. That one lined directly to Mandler on 1 hop. And he gets the throw to Musial. The inning is over. No runs, no hits, 1 left the board. More Pios baseball in the top of the 7th right after this. Thank you again to Clarion, the Choice Hotel, for your Elmira Pioneers. Johnny Wall leading off in the top of the 7th. He's 1 for 2 today with the lone RBI for the Elmira Pioneers. First pitch here from Sparks to open up the top of the 7th. And that one's going to be ball 1 inside. Hilliard, this inning's sponsor. Thank you, Hilliard, for being a supporter of the Elmira Pioneers. So big chance here for Wall, trying to end Sparks' day. Give more time for the Pioneers to test out the bullpen from Batavia. 1-1. Sparks, another very good start from him to continue what has been a great season. We do see some action now in the Pioneers bullpen. 1-1 now to Wall. And 1-2 as he takes that one. Strike 2. Outside, ball 2. That one's going to be grounded to third. Reinhardt making the play, and that's one away. Cooper Smith will get a chance now with one away. And you can see Cooper Smith bobbing his head alongside Baby Shark. They do some fun songs for the Pioneers walk-ups. And you can actually see the Pioneers dugout liking it. And that's one thing. Even in a 6-1 losing situation, Pioneers still a very vibrant atmosphere, very good team chemistry, and a very good locker room mood. I think that's one of the reasons that Coach Drum has always been so optimistic of this team, even after what could have been a very deadening 0-5 start. Drum was always looking up and looking ahead, and the blue skies have started to come out for the Pios. There will always be passing showers, like the second and third innings tonight, but a lot to look forward to as the season progresses. 1-1 here for Cooper Smith, and 1-2 now.
Not only does he have that fastball that has a lot of velocity, he can go to a lot of different
1-2. That one's going to be popped up. And the first hit for the Pioneers in a couple innings. And Smith is able to get aboard with a single. That's his second hit of the game. And here comes a visit to the mound. That's the pitching coach. And I wonder if he's going to be calling for the ball. I have a feeling this is probably just to settle him down. Sparks looks like he wants to pitch a little more. Entering the game, Sparks only 3 hits and 1 walk all season. Tonight, started 5 hits and a single walk. So the Pios have been the best team when it comes to facing Sparks all year, but that hasn't been enough to get them in the best spot right now. Phelps, Muzio, Lucini due up with one away. That is just a checkup meeting. They're not going to pull Sparks just yet, and could see a little disappointment from the Pios about that.
Next up for the Pioneers, shortstop number 21, Lucas Phelps.
That one's going to be grounded over to short. Picked up by Rodriguez and Phelps. They get him out, and wow, what was that? They call him out, but I was certain Phelps was there on time. Wilderman and Brian Joe, I think, a little bit flabbergasted on that call. I don't blame them. I thought Phelps was safe by a country mile. Runner gets the second, 2 away. Good play from Caleb Martinez, but I will say that's not a call that's going to have an impact on this game. But I'm going to still say he was definitely safe at first. And that's not one that was necessarily close. This time will be an easier play if it's on target. It is. Muzio immediately grounds out the short. That's the inning done for the Pioneers. 1 hit, 1 runner stranded. More Pios baseball coming up right after this. Thanks again to Hilliard for sponsoring this half of the inning. Caleb Rodriguez made a close call on a good throw. I think that still Phelps was safe on that play. It looked like he ran it out, but ultimately called out. You won't argue with City Hall. 0-1 here to Rodriguez. Jared Potus enters the game for the Pioneers. Potus' previous game was against Geneva, where he got hit around a little bit. But you know, when you're a pitch-to-contact pitcher that doesn't always throw with the most velo, that's the risk you'll occasionally take. Potus has had plenty of solid outings this season for the Pioneers, and looking to get another one here, he'll be tasked with going through the final 2 and potentially more innings. That first pitch is going to be popped up there in the 0-2 count. Mandler going to leave it to Smith out in right field. 1 away. Herrera's day is done after 3 innings and just 2 hits allowed, no runs, so a great outing from Herrera, and it's up to Potus to keep things as they are. Billy Hill Vineyards, the official wine of your Elmira Pioneers, is the sponsor this half of the inning. And we'll give you the full sponsor list for the top of the 8th after this. That one's going to be grounded hard to Phelps, and Phelps can't come up with it. Takes it off his glove. That time it will be called an error. Levi Aguila gets on base for the first time, but he's now 0 for 4. So very disappointing there for Phelps. He had it, and it slips. Ouch. Runner on first. 1 away. Phelps has been great defensively all year at short. Those little things happen to the best of us. Now up, Frey. Fry up here, takes strike 1. He's 1 for 3 today. He had a double that brought home an RBI. That one's going to be grounded over to second. They get one. Throw to first. And they call that safe. Muzio nearly going a full split there. And I think if you called Phelps out, you probably should have called Fry out too. But still, they do get two on the fielder's choice. One on the fielder's choice. Two-way, here comes Cano with the runner on. Obviously, that call won't have an impact on the game. Still a big Batavia lead. Be down to more Batavia. A slumping from the mound at Pioneer offense to actually start to get the Pios back to this game. For now, Batavia still looks good. That one's going to be fouled away. 0-2 now with 2 away. POTUS 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning. Fouls that one back. Still 0-2. Oh-2 now, again, on that foul ball. Can POTUS get through this inning cleanly? That one's going to be popped up. Marsh makes the play in left to retire the side. One error, one runner left the board. That is all for the 7th inning. Solid inning from Jarek POTUS on the mound. 8th inning coming up, and while we warm up for the 8th inning, I will take this opportunity to thank all the sponsors that make the Pioneers season possible. Thank you to AJ's Outdoor Power Equipment, Arca Chemung Skyler, Arnett Health, Big Fox, Blaze Brockway Contracting, Blue Electric, Buckley's Automotive. Hold on. Yeah, Blue Automotive, Buckley's Automotive, Bully Hill Vineyard. Well, I'm going to do So there we go. We finally got it where the PA won't interrupt. We are down to Buckley's Automotive, Bully Hill Vineyards, Catholic Charities, Chemung Canal Trust, Clemens Center, Coca-Cola, Dandy Mini Marts, Elm Chevy, Elmira Heat Treating, Elmira Junior Enforcers, Firefly Adventure Retreat, First Transit, Glove House, Hardin, Heroes Comic Shop, Hilliard, Jubilee Foods, Just in Time, M&T Bank, NYSCO, PBA, Office Equipment, OPWOD, WDD, Papa John's, Pinecroft Golf Course, Salins, Save-A-Lot, Seneca Beverage, Service Master, Serve Pro, Shedden's Wholesale, Simmons Rockwell, Slam and Jam and Barbecue, Solutions FCU, Southern Tier Custom Fab, Suburban Propane, SUNY Corning, Susan Minch and DDS, The Cakery, Tioga Downs Today's Special, Tom South Corning, Tower Broadcasting, Town of Southport, Turtle Leaf, the U.S. Navy, Value Homes, Vasco Brands, Wegmans, Waste Markets, and Wilbur Auto. We'll be back, and I believe there is a pitching change that we'll tell you in a second, but thank you to all those sponsors making the Pioneers season possible. We're back at Dwyer Stadium, top of the 8th inning. And Trey Bacon, he's going to take the mound now for the Batavia Muckdogs. Leading off for the Pioneers this time is going to be Alex Lucini. The 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3 headers are due up in the next 2 innings. Top of the 8th. First pitch And Vaughn actually going to replace Lucini, but he grounds out on his first pitch.
Designated hitter number 2, Logan Scheider.
One away. Here comes Scheider. Here in the top of the 8th. And ball 1.
First pitch home is low, way out of the way to Logan Shader. And the count 1-0.
2-0.
Logan Shire. And the count 2-0.
2-0 here. And 2-1 in the outside corner.
Outside corner. Caught flat. Home plate umpire didn't strike. 2-1. Bacon first base side of the
2-2. So tough take there. Scheider down 2-2 in the count now. Bacon looking to get his second quick out right here. That one's high. Ball 3.
pitches high and off the plate. Up and away. Count ball.
This season, Bacon. And strike 3. Shader goes down looking on the full count.
Catcher number 31, Brody Marsh.
Bartenstein steps up now with 2 away. And Bacon, 3.0 ERA in 6 innings pitched. He has 1 save and 3 relief appearances. He'll be tasked with keeping this a win for the Batavia Muckdogs. Swing and a miss, strike 1. That was actually sent down the left field line, but hard to see. Can just blend it in. 0-1. And 1-1, a bit high. And low, ball 2. So Bartenstein able to get ahead. 2-1. 2 away. Can Bartenstein keep the inning alive, see if he can spark any semblance of offense? Well, he is now ahead 3-1. Bartenstein 0 for 2 today. And strike 2 there. Close one. Was a tough take in the inside, but taps it inside corner. So the count is now full for Bartenstein with 2 away. And he goes down looking. So close call there, but Bacon gets 2 strikeouts, both looking to end the top of the 8th inning. Pios baseball will return right after this. 6-1 lead for Batavia, running out of time. POTUS returns to the mound for the Pioneers. Bottom of the 8th for the Elmira Pioneers. And remember, tomorrow night, the Pioneers are back at Dunn Field against the Geneva Red Wings. Number 16, he's going to lead off. I need to double check and see who he is. I think it's a pinch hitter. Yeah, no, Leadham is leading off. Whoops. Couldn't see the 16 on the lineup sheet, but indeed, he's been pretty active this game. And now it's a 2-0 count from POTUS. And Leadham this time takes that one inside. Strike one. He got on base in the second inning as the first base runner for the Muckdogs, and then would later score. That one inside, ball 3. 3-1 here with no one out. Leadham looking to get a good leadoff at bat. And strike 2, full count now for Leadham. POTUS, not one who likes to give away free bases. He's pitch to contact type of guy, likes to fill the zone. And got him looking, strike 3. Tried to check up, he couldn't enough. That's the first out of the 8th.
Third baseman number 9, Jerry Reinhardt.
So one away here. Now it's up to Reinhardt. Outside, ball 1. Reinhardt today, he's got a hit and a walk. That time, up the middle, but it's going to be picked up by Mandler, and that'll be the second out of the inning. Good job by Mandler. We know he plays well all over the field. Makes another good play here. Benitez back up. Came on as a pinch hitter. He flew out in his first at-bat. He's got a chance now with 2 away against POTUS. That's going to be popped up. And Muzio, oh, it drops! Oh, Muzio slips out of his glove. That's going to be an error on him. This inning stays alive. And tough play there. It was a close play. He had to really run up and get it. And just drops too fast for Muzio to fully grab. 2 away now. So now 2 away, Burroway up. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Now I will say one thing, is that this game has actually gone pretty quickly. No runs scored since the 3rd inning. Only about 2 minutes 20 seconds so far, 2 hours 20 minutes. Or 2 away. It's a 1-1 count now. So even if it's a loss, you can still say pretty good to see a game going fast. Especially when the team has to face a pretty long drive back. Batavia is one of the longest trips of the season. Obviously, the Pioneers will be hoping for a slightly longer 9th and then bottom of the 9th inning to get back in this game. They've still got a chance. They just got to hope Bacon can run out of gas. 2-2. They've got that runner on first. 2 strikes, 2 away. They're just taking time. Pioneers certainly were due for a loss eventually. Every winning streak has to come to an end, but it might not end just yet. Benitez strikes out for another Jarek POTUS strikeout to end the inning. We'll be back with more Pioneers baseball right after the break. I'm Taylor Storthy, and tune in to Last Chance Saloon. The first time in a couple games, it's the saloon that opens for your Elmira Pioneers.
job, fans. Great job. And your attention, please. Now pitching for Batavia. Number 40, Julian Pichardo. Pichardo now pitching for your Batavia Muckdogs.
So, top of the ninth here. Elmira leading off will be Max Mandler.
Second baseman number 23, Max
Do apologize if I sometimes trip on my words. It's mainly because there's a speaker just directly above the commentary booth, and it is incredibly loud. I have to keep the window open here because otherwise the camera's shot would be a little more blurry than it already is. But last chance saloon for the Pioneers here in the top of the ninth. Top of the order, due up here, 1, 2, 3, Mandler, Wayman, and Marsh. First pitch from Pichardo, who's come in for the ninth inning, strike one. And swing and a miss, strike two. Mandler looking to keep alive here. He's 2 for 3 today. Can he keep the at-bat alive? 1 and 2, so he does take that pitch. The count gets a little closer. So Pichardo and Fleming, after a quick discussion, are ready to go. So now here we go, 1 and 2. And ball two just a bit up high. A little bit high and outside. Close, but not there. Mandler keeping alive now, 2-2. He just wants to get some offense going for the Pioneers. 5-run lead for Batavia. They need 3 more outs to end the Pios winning streak. And strike 3. Mandler goes down looking. And look at disappointment from Mandler. 1 away. And by the way, that's 3 strikeout looking in a row for the Pioneers. Wayman hoping to break the trend. He's 0 for 2 today. Sorry, 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. But we know that Wayman would certainly be due for a hit here. He's one of the best hitters on the Pioneers. 333 average entering today. Want to just cut that up a little more. At least prevent it from falling too far. That one, bit outside, but on the zone, so 0-1. Pichardo looking to just get the hold here. Swing and a miss, 0-2. In the previous inning, Bacon did his job and got a hold. And already Pichardo doing well to try to do the same. Pichardo also with a 3.60 ERA. That one's going to be popped up and foul. Pichardo only 1 walk in 5 innings, where he also has 5 strikeouts. Giving up just 2 runs. Similar teammate Bacon, who's also only given up 2 runs in 6 innings. 0-2. And by the way, of course, you've seen it in those inning breaks. You can always rewind. Get yourself some home tickets for Pioneers. Using that phone number, Pioneers will be back at Dunfield tomorrow night against Geneva. 0-2 here to Wayman. Inside, ball 1. Close call, though. For the first time this season, the Pirates were able to get back up to 500 after that win last night. But they could be dropping 1 game below it. If they can't get 5 runs here, they do get a base hit, though, and it actually gets behind the outfielder. Wayman's going to run to second. And, oh, he's actually going to go to 3. But Wayman, he flew too close to the sun. He could have stayed at second, but he wanted to turn 3. And he is out. There's 2 away. In the top of the 9th, Pios down to their last out. And Wayman thought he could make it. But I don't know whether Billy was telling him to go or not. But I have a feeling the Pios dugout, or at the very least Coach Drum, might not be too happy with him. That is a shame. 2 outs now for Bobby Marsh. That one's going to be grounded and foul, 0-1. Good job to get it back in after it got by the right fielder. Lead him, I believe. Wayman just decided to go a little too far in that play. 0-1 to Marsh. Marsh fouls that one back. 0-2. Piles down to their last strike. Things could have looked a little bit better. But for now, that win probability I don't think will ever be higher for the Muckdogs. 0-2 here at Dwyer Stadium. 2 away, top of the 9th. Outside. So Marsh will force that count a little bit longer. 1-2. Wall on deck. He'd love a chance to improve from his 1-for-3 day. Marsh swings and misses. That's the game. 2 strikeouts for Pichardo and a total of 12 on the night across their entire pitching staff. The Batavia Muckdogs take a 6-1 victory here at Dwyer Stadium. Tough night for the Pioneers as a 3-game winning streak comes to an end. Meanwhile, Batavia extends their winning streak and looks to continue to close the gap to Utica. Pioneers fall to 9-10, 14-5 now for the Batavia Muckdogs. After 7 innings of 1-run ball, Sparks' worst performance of the year, I will add, because he did actually surrender 1 earned run. He takes home a very well-deserved win on 8 strikeouts and 1 walk surrendered. Bacon and Pichardo got confused as I wrote down that P a little too shallow, looked like an F. Those 2 combined with 2 innings of relieving work, giving up very little and securing a victory. For Coletto, tough day. Couple runs conceded. In fact, it was all 6. He gets the loss. Ethan Herrera and Jarek Podest, 2 great outings from them. Podest back to his average self in the bullpen. And now, we also see Herrera doing a great job too, as he went 3 innings. Pio's bats are relatively quiet. Mailer went 2 for 4. Wall 1 for 3 with the RBI. But more active bats for Batavia. Well, it's just one of those nights for the Pioneers. They take a 6-1 loss here on the road. Thank you again for tuning in. Join us tomorrow night back at Dunfield, where the Pioneers will hope to turn this around against the Geneva Red Wings. I've been Taylor Storthy. You've been a great audience. We'll see you tomorrow night for more Pios Baseball.